Oh, fuck. I totally forgot to save the script before restarting the computer. Oh well, maybe that was for the best, as I've had a night to calm down now and assess the review with a more unbiased critical view, rather than the fangasming at some parts and wanting to murder Activision at others. I mean, oh shit, even Jackaboy is playing it? Like, him? He never plays mainstream stuff, so this must be good. And it's very good. It's got some bad stuff that is not really that bad, it's more nitpicking, but we'll get to them when we get to them. And it seems this is going to be covering all 3 games in one. We're going to split each of the 3 games up into their each individual sections, but first we're going to cover the overall generals, like music and graphics, as they remain constant through the 3 games, and then each of the games will be covered themselves with things like the mechanics, as in Crash 2 you collect crystals, which you don't do in Crash 1. Kind of a bad example, but you get the idea. So, cracking on with it all, let's move on to the general stuff. It's pretty good. Most of it is just all of the old tracks that we have come to know and love, now re-recorded and remastered into HD. However, there are a few tracks that try to add a few new chords or guitar riffs to it, and while okay sometimes, I would have preferred if they'd stuck with the originals. Like Hang 8 is the biggest offender, but for the most part all of the music has been lovingly recreated, and it was great hearing it in all its remastered HD glory. Do I really need to say anything else? I think the entirety of the internet is pretty much in unison that the graphics and the art style / art direction is fucking amazing. And even if everything else was shit, spoilers, it isn't, then there is one thing that Vicarious deserves all the awards for, and that is making it look damn fine. Every level and warp room has been perfectly recreated from the ground up and has had one hell of a HD coating. If you want me to sit here for 3 hours, I would sit here for 3 hours and show off every single level and tell you how each one looks fucking amazing and what they have done to each level. However, all I will say, seems we have 3 games to cover, which is probably going to take about an hour if I had to guess, is that the colour contrast, a few people think it's a bit too bright, with the deeper, more lush jungle tones replaced with a lighter palette, with them making it feel, I guess, a bit lesser. Now, I looked at the contrast, and it is an interesting argument, and all I can say in its defense is this. What do you like more? Pokemon the original series or Pokemon Sun and Moon? Now you might say, Spyro, what does that have to do with anything? Well, follow my logic on this. You see, if we were to take any picture of any of the original episodes, even as early as like episode 1 with the Spyros, we can see that while cartoony, it's a lot darker. They wanted to tell a more serious, more detailed story, so you've got more dark tones and more detail. Now contrast this to a random screenshot from Sun and Moon, like this one. It's a tropical setting, with detail dropping slightly, but that detail drop was to contrast with, why do you need it? It's no longer about the more detailed, darker story. Here we are on Sunshine Island. It's bright, it's colourful, have fun. Like, I stopped watching at Ruby and Sapphire, and I heard it went to complete shit for many, which of course put everybody off for ages. Then Sun and Moon happened, and I was told to watch it, and fuck me, I look forward to the new episode every weekend, not only due to the fact that the Kill la Kill guys are working on it, and Kill la Kill is awesome and they do awesome work, but also because the more serious, edgy plots have been thrown in the bin for Ash on a tropical island in school, run by fucking Lucio.
Hello? Hello?
Professor Kukui!
Professor?
Yeah, he's our teacher. Professor, I'd like you to meet Ash.
Heal up. Speed boost. Oh, let's drop the beat.
Yeah, it's silly, but Pokemon always was silly, so just have fun. And this will correlate now to Crash Bandicoot, as the same timeline could apply to myself playing Crash. Like, I played Twinsanity, and I think Twinsanity was the last good one. Then I stopped at Titans, and I heard it went to shit. Then N.Sanity happened, and it was colourful, fun, and now I'm hooked on that shit. So in terms of this bright versus dark, it really just comes down to taste and which way you want the tropical island. It comes down to, do you like Indiana Jones tropical island, deep, lush colours, or do you like Pokemon Sun and Moon, Mario Sunshine tropical island, bright, happy colours, sun-drenched island, crystal clear water? So to me, I prefer the latter. So the bright tones to me feel like an update to the tropical island setting, but again, it's just personal preference. Whether you like the light or the dark colours, Pokemon Sun and Moon or Indiana Jones, it is just what you feel works more for your personal tropical island. But whether you like the light colours or the dark colours, one thing that 100% of the people are in agreement is that, light or dark aside, everything looks fucking stunning, and all the updates really make the advertising statement of some things do look better with age all the more true. Everything the PS4 can do, it does. The water effects, fucking yes. Taking a look at the water levels, like upstream, the water acts more like real water now. No longer just a death pit with a few splash effects when touching it. Now it flows and moves realistically, and it reacts to every little thing like real water. Ripples from directly jumping on top of a lily pad or falling into the water, waves created when riding the waveboard, little ripples from the mines moving back and forth. I mean, look at this shit! And from the ski levels of Crash 3 to the bright tropical ocean and the Skull Island beach to the volcanic sunset. Oh god, please Nintendo Sunshine HD. This sunset looks exactly like what I imagine Hotel Delfino sunset to look like. Please, I will give you all of my money right now, Nintendo Sunshine HD. Please, please, there's a tropical Pinta Man in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. All the signs are there. Please, I need Sunshine HD. From the shimmering rivers of the jungle, to the frozen wastes of the Arctic, to the glowing toxic waste of the factory, every level, every set piece, lovingly recreated into all of its PS4 glory. So much so that even getting that funny intro of Crash jumping into the Vicarious machine with a few boxes, and watching him going from his crappy PS1 model into his new model, it was great. So yeah, overall, the graphics are pretty much perfect and fit the Crash style really well. Oh, also, Rue Senpai looks so fucking adorable and so fluffy in his HD form! They are interesting. You see, the controls are now slightly more momentum based, with things now fully compatible with a stick. Things now play a lot more like Mario, that being in order to clear bigger gaps, a moving jump is now more preferable, as Crash now falls slightly faster due to this new momentum-based engine. So as you can see from my footage of the first level, I was falling into the pit a lot. At first thinking it was my poor play due to me addressing the audience and not really paying attention. But after I started paying attention, I'm still falling into pits, which definitely made me think something was up. And this is due to the stick trying to unify all three games, as in the olden days, Crash 1 was D-pad only, there was no sticks, but then a year later when Crash 2 was out, DualShock was a thing, and the stick worked better, especially with the new moves that came with the sequels, like the slide jump and the death tornado glide. Now, in playing all three, I can see why there is a slight change to the way the game plays, as Crash 2 and 3 are more fast-paced and, as stated, have the new moves like the slide jump and the crash dash that utilise the momentum-based controls very well. And this can even be seen in Crash 1, but only in the momentum-based levels like boulders. As you can see here, I'm going in and look at this, I'm just constantly running, and because I am constantly on the move to avoid the boulder, the momentum is in play, so every jump is pretty good and death is a lot less than the non-momentum standing jumps of the beach. And after playing all three, it's clear that the controls are built so much more for 2 and 3 opposed to number 1. And we'll get to it when it's time to cover the games themselves, but due to them being more suited to 2 and 3, it means that 1 itself is showing its age and thus feels not as nice to play or control, so keep that in mind. But overall, the new control scheme works better than the original, and I really do love the hybrid system that they have created. As for 2D sections, like the bonus areas, if you feel you have to, or even you just want to, you can use the D-pad, be it for accuracy or if you just want to relive the olden days. And I myself have been, with myself running around with the stick, then swapping to the D-pad for more precise or fiddly jumps, especially in Crash 1, and I do feel like the idea was a great addition. One thing that is a shit show though, due to the controls however, is the vehicle and animal sections. Here is my Let's Play footage of me playing the pig. Here, here and here. And then I'll be like, okay, they appear there, there, and there, which now means that I've got to put the title card and oh my god, I don't like the pig section. I'll say that right now. Not from a kid. I don't like the speed at which it's going. Like original pig section felt faster, like really fast. And these guys, they've got some nice animations, but they're moving too slow. And I've still got Crash 1 in my head, like, oh dude, they move at this speed. And I'm wanting to go and dodge at this speed, but they're not dodging at that speed. Oh, and here comes the bullshit bit. Yep, missed one. Knew that was going to happen. So yeah, now I've got to like work out where the black boxes are going. Like, if I can't calculate the speed of the pig. So yeah, the first end slate is going to be blank, but ones after that will have the title of the game and the PNG image. The pig moves too slow. I need the pig to go faster. The pig is too slow. I don't understand. I mean, you could say Spyro's doing this on purpose because he wants to actually get those boxes. And I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I still missed them. Like the pig's going too slow to get them. Like the pig, Activision, what have you done to the pig? Like, I knew there'd be one thing you fucked up. I knew that there'd be one thing that you fucked up. And the one thing you fucked up is the pig. Why does the pig go so slow? And now this is kind of giving me like, oh god, what if the other vehicle levels like the jetpack in Crash 2 and the motorbike in Crash 3 are bad? Like, oh no, have you fucked the vehicle sections? Like, you couldn't have fucked the vehicle sections. Surely, Activision. Surely it can't be that hard to not fuck up the vehicle sections. But yeah, I don't like this vehicle section. I thought this would only take 2 minutes because the pig goes fast, but the pig is not going as fast as required. Can I like charge? Hold on, let me press some buttons. I cannot charge. I cannot charge. Triangle. Oh. Square. No, there is no charge button. Oh shit, I got them all. I got them all, but I'm probably going to die, which is sad, because I got them all. Because there's no charge feature. The pig does not include charge. I mean, it never included a charge in the first place, but the pig does not include charge. We got the gem. Yeah, every animal, as you will see from these side clips here, from the hog to the bear to the tiger to the wave racer on screen now, is like that. It seems that due to the new movement system, in order to perform more animated turns, some control has been removed, and now all the vehicles and or animal stages have been downgraded drastically and don't feel as enjoyable to play. It's something you can get used to, but really, Activision, there was no need for the floatiness, if that's the word we want to use. It's like we've got a lightweight in Mario Kart. We've got fantastic acceleration, but shit speed and shit turning. Just make us Peach, or even better, as she's medium to heavy, and I want that suit legit, Cat Peach. So then all your stats are good. We've got some acceleration and turning on the middling good side, and then we've got very good speed. And I'm sure it wouldn't even take like a patch worth to add a few turning and speed points to the vehicles. But again, it's nothing big and it can be gotten over, but there was no need for it, Activision. Just a small thing that is a nice touch is you can now play as Coco. She is no different from Crash in any way. It is literally just a palette swap, but it's adding nice simple diversity for both genders, kind of like what Pokemon did. Are you a boy or a girl? As some girls may want a female protagonist to get more involved. Well, now you can, in the form of Coco. So, boy or girl, Crash or Coco, it's completely up to you which one you want to play. The game's just giving you both genders as the option. And, if my HD trilogy comes to fruition, please, I would be completely fine with being able to play as a female counterpart, be it Cinder or Ember. No, not that one. Or maybe, seems they're talking about other stuff, and if done right, I wouldn't be against the idea, one of the other female Dragon Skylanders, as they were originally just Dragonesses from the scrap Spyro's Kingdom. Why did you scrap that, Activision? So, them showing up in the remakes is fine, like the mystical unicorn dragon Stormy being the queen of the magic crafters, they're totally fine. Or the Crystal Dragoness Flashwing being the ruler of the Crystal Isles in Spyro 3, these ones. Yeah, so I'm fine with them being in there, just not shit like this. Yeah, fuck that. So, the Dragon and Dragonesses of Spyro's Kingdom are fine. So coming back round to the whole Crash thing, Coco, great addition if you're a girl that wants to play as a girl. And when Activision does, cause you fucking will, make my HD trilogy, I'd be fine with a female counterpart just to balance it out. Be it Cinder, Ember, No, not that one. Flashwing or Stormy Whirlwind. And, as I say, it was a great idea for them to do this. My HD. Spyro HD, please. Fuck me sideways while running. These things are everywhere, and some last what feel like an eternity. Like, I didn't know it was possible to have this much loading on a PS4 game. I thought I was playing the N.sane Trillogy, not Wrath of Cortex. Okay, but seriously, they're not as bad as Wrath of Cortex. However, though, loading the Wumpa Islands. I'm going to assume that it's because it has to have all 3 games on one disc that the loading times are a little bit obnoxious, but I can get over them. What I really want to look at is Coco, because Coco can apparently come from Crash 3, and I may have to pause this recording and do Crash 3, but Coco can apparently come from Crash 3, and also I can now confirm that the loading screens are a bit of a pain in the arse after Warped has installed. Like, they're clearly not as bad as when Warped was installing, but it does seem that it takes a while for the level to load. Press X to bounce higher. Don't tell me how to play Crash Bandicoot, just so that I've got some extra footage. And as we're going, but yeah, these loading screens, I'm going to cut them out, because look how long this takes to load. That is 1 point down that I'll give it, like, still loading. So, from now on, all the loading screens will be cut out, because it does take a... It's kind of like trying to fill dead air, and trying to fill the dead air, it's just not really that possible, so all the loading screens will be cut out in future. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, for a nothing more than a remastered, that's too long. Way too long. Like, you need to put a patch out to fix that shit, Vicarious. Like, how the fuck do you take a game from the PS1 that had next to no load times and increase them tenfold? That's kind of inexcusable, and that shit needs to be patched and fast. But we got a lot to go through, so now that we've got all the general stuff out of the way that persists across all 3 games, let's move on to the games themselves and how they feel to play. Crash 1 is the worst of the 3. It might be a bit of a shot to the gut for some people to hear that, and it's not to say it's bad. Vicarious really did their best in trying to fix all the problems, but some of the new things they try and fix, it only stems to highlight its age. As mentioned in the controls part a moment ago, the controls work far better with Crash 2 and 3, taking advantage of the fact they were built with DualShock in mind, and the new momentum-based engine and momentum-based moves like the slide jump and crash dash. So while you can get used to the controls, Crash 1 does feel worse to play and control than its 2 counterparts. As for attempted fixes, there are some really great quality of life improvements, like death no longer counting towards a gem's failure for the most part, so you can die as many times as you want as long as you get every box by the end, like in Crash 2 and 3, so that means that even with death, the gem is still yours. Number 2, bonus boxes like Brio and Cortex stages are locked to a platform, which means that you can have as many attempts as you want. So once you get the 3rd token, which is always next to the bonus platform, you can enter the bonus platform and you can die as many times as you want and do it over and over again till you're able to get all of the boxes in the Brio stage or get the key from the Cortex stage, which is far, far better than the one shot and you're done, you better try it again type deal from the first incarnation of this game. And 3, a better HUD. While only small things, it is still a quality of life improvement to the original nonetheless. That being that the HUD, when you press triangle, now tells you how many boxes there are in a stage, rather than having to wait till the end and blindly guess, hoping you've got them all. Again, it's only small, but it was nice. Now as for everything else mechanically, it's done for no other reason than fuck you, you piece of shit, I hate you. Like the coloured gems. They are exactly as they were in the original. Break all the boxes, 1 life. If you die, you fail. And again, why? It's pathetic, Vicarious. You fixed the clear gems, why not these? Oh, we want them to be more of a challenge to get. Well, idiots, that's why they're in the final levels, like the lab and slippery climb. The levels themselves are already way too fucking hard. I was so happy to see the clear gems fixed, only to see this nonsense come back for the coloured gems. So if you were hoping to have your blood pressure raised, then oh boy, are you in for a fucking treat, as you're going to get PTSD flashbacks of ascending slippery climb and the generator room. But a few runs in, you can master it, and there you go. But if you don't, then you get nothing. Fucking nothing. Oh, but that's nothing compared to the worst part. The worst new part of Crash 1, that is the relics. The relics in Crash 1, at least, are by far the most interesting part of the game due to the online, but are simultaneously the most rage-inducing, controller-snapping bollocks you will ever see, to the point where I had to keep putting it down and walking away. Just like, I'm going to put this down, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to go outside, and then I'll come back to it. Because if I have to do a relic, let me just remind you, like a slippery climb relic, where not only can you not die, but you've also got to go fucking fast again, I will throw this controller through the fucking screen. How do I mean? Well, look at these clips. It's a real enjoyment for the relics to have online functionality, as it's really great to play against friends, be it passing friends for getting close to the world record. It's an account, and there you go. Oh my god, I beat Midnight. Yes, I beat Midnight. Ah-ha! I beat him by 30 milliseconds. Oh shit. Or saying too bad Neon, because he is bad at the relic runs. Oh, someone, who's this? I see a friend there. Photon. Oh, Photon. You got a Sapphire. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Photon. Sapphire is Sapphire doesn't put you in the running. You've got to get gold, my friend. But yeah, so I guess Photon Photon did it as well. Well, you need to get at least gold to be able to join in. Has Photon done this one as well then? I kind of want to know. Yeah, he has. Oh, he's got a Sapphire again. Poor Photon. He's a Sapphire boy. But it's only great in 2 and 3. 1 is fucking bullshit, and I fucking hate it, as it's way too hard. Like, let's take Crash 3, right? It will ask you to get all the gold relics or higher to get the gem, 104%. Great. Crash 1 wants you to do the same, and this is where it fails really fucking hard. As unlike Crash 2 and 3, there's no way or no move to speed you up. Like, here's me playing the first level. Again, keep in mind, it's the first fucking level. Is it? Yes, thank you. Yeah, that was just for a gold on the first level. And so, as you heard with my commentary there, Crash 1 was not built for speedruns. The timed obstacles of the later levels means forget it. Your stress will go through the fucking roof just trying to get the golds, let alone the platinums, and if you do, more power to you, you mad bastard. As by the end, in order to even get a gold, just to get a gold, not only do you have to go fast through the level where speed equals death, but also abuse crazy wall hacks, right? So let's take a look at the lab footage. I could not get gold, so I looked it up on YouTube, and I see some crazy Japanese guy get platinum. What? Fucking what? How? And I watched the video, and I noticed one room, and I'm like, wait a minute, the TNT room, a room that slows you down, does not appear in the Japanese version? Well, that's fucking unfair. Oh no, why is Shaolin Showdown Monk tells me the secret? And you're not, you fucking serious? Really? You fucking serious? Well, I mean, guarantee me a gold, so let's swap to my footage and let's look at a normal everyman's run just for gold versus what you really have to do just for the gold, not even the platinum, the fucking gold. Hello friends, so this is now post commentary. This is me in the lab going to watch the footage back with you, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through a normal run of the lab. I've just got it paused right now, so here we go. This is going to be not what you've got to do, just a normal run. So this is what an everyday type person would be willing to accomplish. Remember, again, there's no slide jump nor crash dash to emulate your speed, so you'd obviously wait for the electric, and this is what I mean by the time mechanic. You know, there's a lot of timed obstacles which are going to kill your time. You want to avoid enemies because every broken crate slows you down, so you want to avoid breaking as many crates as possible except for the time crates. So crates like that one, for example, you would leave because it would slow you down. Now I think I'm doing rather well. You see, I saved some time there by not even fighting that man, so I think I'm making pretty decent time by not fighting him. Again, another slime. I'm making pretty good time not fighting anybody. Those electric things worked out in my favour, so I could run past. Spun that guy just to get it, and now here's the room that slows you down. This is the TNT room where you have to wait 3 seconds for the TNT to go off, open the door, and then be able to get through. The gold relic, by the way, is 49 seconds, which obviously we weren't going to make. So now I'm going to switch over and I'm going to show you what you really have to do. Okay, so here's what you've really got to do in order to get the gold relic. So everything has to be jumped. So we jump that electric fence back there because there's no time to stop. You basically just have to make sure that all the electric fences are timed. Now I fucked up there, by the way, that slime. You may have noticed he got spun to the side. You're actually supposed to spin him in a certain way to allow yourself to get a magic box. I'll put that on screen after this run just to show you. Now skip this guy here, and as I say, you've got to basically keep on the constant move, and you can't like stop for anything. So these electric things here, even if they were going to shoot again, we wouldn't be able to stop. Now here's the TNT room, and this is where I got it from that Japanese guy. Notice how I spun him forward, and this time the TNT is gone, because apparently you can spin people through walls. Of course, any player would know that you can spin people through walls, which would allow you to blow up the TNT early and be able to make some extra time. Now, I waited there, so that was a fuck up. And again, here, I should have just gone. That was another fuck up. And again, here, I shouldn't have stopped. I should have actually bounced on the TNT in order to get some extra distance. So there was 3 mistakes that I made that could have landed me a bit of a better time, and it wasn't 49, sorry, it was 50 seconds. I was 1 second wrong. But yeah, that's how you have to get gold, and getting platinum, by the way, platinum is 42 seconds. So those mistakes could obviously sort you out, and here is the clip of me spinning the magic slime into the hidden crate for that extra time there. But yeah, so you have to basically abuse the level generation and the way that the enemies are placed and spinning them through walls and doing all sorts of crazy, you would never figure this out unless you're some sort of magic Japanese person shit, just to get golds. Like if I had to do that for platinum, I would have understood, but that's just for golds. Anyway, back to past Spyro with the review. Are you joking? Are you fucking joking? And again, it would be more easy if there was a way to enhance your speed, like the slide jump or the crash dash, but there is not. The relics just don't belong without the powers. And in the levels like the generator room, slippery climb especially, and the lab, they were just not built for this. And the fact that the later levels, you've got to do some weeaboo shit just to get a gold, as we just saw in the lab. Fuck off. Like, Vicarious, you can change the times. Like, you change the times right now. As you can bullshit all you want in your end credits. No, Vicarious, no, you are a liar, Vicarious. And you did not get those times that you say on the credits. You pulled them times right out your arse. Those developers in the credits didn't get those times. They pulled them out their arse, and you changed that shit for gold because it's way too fucking hard, considering that again, you do not have any kind of motion make you go faster move like the slide jump or the crash dash. So those numbers need to get cranked down. So my final verdict for Crash Bandicoot 1 is a okay 3 out of 5, as that's all it is. Okay. Mediocre. Don't get me wrong, it was fun to play through again for the most part, but when compared to 2 and 3, it shows its age. Not having later moves like the slide jump and crash dash really show off just how old and dated it is, and because of this the controls feel a little lackluster, and it makes some of the more frustrating elements like the gold relics and coloured gems just not as enjoyable. Playing further into this trilogy, I got all the coloured gems in 2 in like an hour, as each was not this frustrating don't die arcade mechanics. They all had really fun challenges, be it not breaking a box in a level, or a time trial, or finding the secret warp room entrance. Everything in its successors built upon this slightly rocky foundation. So as such, it feels lacking in comparison. Speaking of the relics and the coloured gems, they are the thing that really drags the game down. There was no need for the one perfect run thing to come back for the colours at all. It's a pointless gimmick that was removed on the clear gems for a reason, and it only seeks to frustrate and infuriate, and at times I just didn't want to do it. And the same for the relics, the same applies, being that you have to do one perfect run without dying while going fast on levels that were never built to go fast. It just adds an extra level of infuriation and frustration that was just unneeded. So unless you played Crash 1 as a child or really want to see an improved, as don't get me wrong, it's been improved 1,000-fold, and this is the definitive version of Crash 1, and it's improved in every way. But unless you played it as a child or really want to see what an improved Crash 1 would play like with its quality of life improvements, I would be very hard pressed to recommend playing it, and just move past it to 2 and 3, as they are far superior in every way. So, I'm sure you can tell how this is going to go down from everything I said about the first one and the comparisons to 2 that I made in the first one. As my favourite game from the original 3 back in the day, this one is fucking fantastic. It fixes everything wrong with the original and more, so much that in the remakes, unlike Crash 1, where the gems and such had to be fixed, nothing had to be fixed about Crash 2, just remastered. The controls, now fully utilising that analog stick and D-pad hybrid, work really well with the improved level designs and layouts. The gems, were clear or coloured, were always a joy to get and never felt bullshit, unlike Crash 1, except for one. And of course, all the quality of life was already there, like the death being allowed for the gem and telling you how many boxes you needed. So take all that goodness and just turn it HD, and it works so fucking well. As stated, the new powers of the slide jump, slide high jump integrate into the new momentum based engine and controls really well. The levels are so much more suited for the analog stick, so it doesn't feel as clunky, and everything just feels so much nicer than Crash 1, except for the bear and that one other thing. But like the pig, the bear is still slow and his dog shit turning is still there. But the jetpack is fine, as that always moves slow and you're in space floating around and it had to take it slow. So again, with the bear, we've got a fast vehicle, but it's shit at turning. So can you please add some more turning points to the bear? Thanks, Vicarious. But whatever, it's one little thing and I can get over that, I guess. But let's talk about that one gem. Not even so much the gem itself, that one fucking section. Because, oh boy, that's gonna rage inbound here. So, let's go! Oh, that's a nice set of lives you got there. Can I have them? So, this bit. I can't stand this bit in the remastered versions, and it's the only bit in all 3 games that pisses me off to no end. It's the green gem platform in level 19, Ruination. Now, for the first side part it's fine, we can jump the logs fine, but this fucking section, there is no hitbox or depth perception. You need 2 masks to get through this, but doesn't matter. You jump too soon, you get hit. You jump too late, you get hit. You jump when you're supposed to, oh, you got hit. Like, we can slow down the footage and stop. I am over this log. There is a clear gap between me and the log. However, what the fuck was that shit? I didn't do shit. I did not hit her. I did not. And I lost all my lives here, trying in vain to jump these logs at the right time. And there's 2 of these forward sections, both with a shit depth perception. And am I going blind? Like, you have been watching this screen. Is it me? Is it just me? Even watching the footage back, it looks like I'm clearing the logs. So what the fuck is going on? And again, it's only the logs. It's only this one section. Moving forward in Crash 1, in like the lab, completely fine. Or Crash 3, like Toad Village, I can jump over everything. But these logs that are coming towards me, I don't get it. I'm getting mind flooded. People have made Dark Souls jokes like, ha ha, ha, it's Bandicoot Souls. And I was ready to laugh at them. I think this must be the thing that everybody's talking about. As this bit right here, this is fucking Dark Souls. Just this one section, the rest is easy. But this one log rolling wonky hitbox section just keeps killing me over and over and over, to the point where I was getting so fucking mad and having PTSD flashbacks to the Orphan of Kos. But that one thing aside, the main part of the game, the gems and the crystals, they are all really fun to get. Gone are the old ace the levels or any of that other bullshit. Now they're either found in the levels by breaking every box as normal with death being allowed, or special clear and coloured gems are behind not a frustrating one-shot run, but a fun challenge. Be it a time trial, not breaking any box in a level, finding a secret warp room path, finding a fake wall, or surviving long enough to access a skull platform that takes you to a more challenging section. And even the more challenging roads are not that bad, save for 1 or 2, like the forwards jumping monkey one we just covered. So everything feels a lot more balanced and fair, and it feels like it comes down more to your skill and not the outdated controls of Crash 1. As things like larger pits can be more easily traversed with a slide jump, rather than trying to jump at the very last pixel of the jump and just blindly hoping that you make it. Now the relics are both easier but way fucking harder. Like, the slide jump speeds you up slightly, and again, here's some commentary footage from the first level. So this is going to be a normal, now let's watch this run, every man's run of the first level. Alright, hello, so this is past Spyro again with the turtle. Well, it was actually future Spyro really, but slightly past Spyro, because I actually did get the gold relic and I can't find the footage of the original. Let's just run through the level run. So this is me, like, just general, what every guy would do, you know. The slide jump can speed you up, so I'm just doing what every normal person would do. But I have got the footage saved of me trying to recreate how to get the gold gem legit. And I will bring this up in the review now. There is actually an edit now that I've beat the game, which is a nice update, which I didn't know about, which is you do have the crash dash. As you can see here, I am crash dashing, but we're not going to crash dash. We're going to pretend that this doesn't exist, because nobody knew about this till mere moments ago, like not even an hour ago. The first person beat Cortex just under an hour ago, and I now have it after beating the rest of the game. But as I say, the first person beat Cortex literally an hour ago, and because I was trying the time trials, because nobody knew that the crash dash was implemented, I'm doing it the way that I thought was best. So I am slide jumping here to try and get a good time, and then we will see the actual way that people got the gold relic before the known knowledge of the crash dash. But holy shit, the fact that that's even a gold. And I've used the crash dash in this level, by the way, and fun fact, even using the crash dash in this level, even using the crash dash in this level, I can't get platinum. Like, platinum just doesn't happen. So I'm still slide jumping, and I'm trying to like slide jump over the pits, but as you can see, or slide jump out the pits, so it's not happening. So again, this is just kind of like a normal person's run, where they'd be like, okay, I'm sliding, I'm trying to make it, I'm trying to go for it, but it's clearly not going to happen. But that's okay, because we're at the end, you know, we're at a minute. That's a good time, isn't it? A minute is a good time, or just over a minute. We're probably going to get out of here at 1:10. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Of course, missed the mark. That was nowhere near a sapphire. I'm not going to restart it, because you need 55 seconds just for the gold alone. And as I say, even with the crash dash, platinum is impossible. They did pull these times out their arse. And even with the crash dash, like, even running through it to get to the 55 seconds, I could only get gold after getting the crash dash, because in the footage you're about to see, I couldn't recreate what that person did. I tried so much, and I could not recreate what that person did. And in the end, it required the crash dash to get the 56 seconds for the gold. But yeah, I've got pretty much most of the golds on the first floor. I think I'm only missing the one gold in the pits. But I'm going to go back now to Spyro so that you can see the crazy way that people were getting golds before the knowledge of the crash dash, which is good that the crash dash exists in this game. So I'll just add this little bit in, that it's good that the crash dash exists in this game. The times are still absolute bullshit, and like, I could even leave in this bit where I'm going to go for a gold, because I know that even with the crash dash, a platinum won't be possible. But it would be nice. It is a nice addition that the crash dash exists, but even then, like, they pull the times out of their asses. There's no physical way that you can get most of these platinums. Like, you know, people have tried. Oh lord, how people have tried to get the platinums, and it just doesn't happen. And after looking at my review, I can already tell this is going to be an hour and a half long. So if you are watching this through, I do apologise for the length, but considering it's a 3-pack, I feel like it was necessary to cover all 3 games, and, you know, just do it. It's an extra special fucking long episode this week. It's an extra special long review, which hilariously won't be the next review. Like, the next review I've got planned is Bomberman R. I've got that on the Switch. I've played a little bit of it, and Midnight's like constantly pestering me to actually play the online, because the online is where it's supposed to shine, really. And I'm going through a bit of the single player, you know, unlock my favourite character, or the favourite character that I've seen in the game, and but yeah, play to unlock my favourite character in the game, and just to like give the single player. I'm not going to make that. Can I get out of the pit? I cannot get out of the pit, so that is probably going to cost us. Get out of here. That's probably going to cost us the gold. So even with me like crash dashing, literally bolting I'm trying here, and even this, I don't think this will be gold. I really do not think that this will be gold, even with the crash dash. Like, I'm trying. There's the end. I didn't make it. I didn't make it. So this is probably going to be the sapphire, and this is what I mean. Even with the crash dash, like, you can run with the crash dash, but even this slide, you've still got to do the slide to speed you up, and that's probably a sapphire. Yeah, that wasn't even gold. So that's how ridiculous it is. Even with the crash dash, it's still nearly impossible to get. But let's actually look at crazy people that can get golds and see how they do it. Okay, that's a normal run. Now let's watch. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. And see how he gets a gold. Again, just a gold. Alright, so here we are on YouTube with that PSN user. And as you can see by the comments, how the fuck is this not platinum? I know, right? I was having trouble with the sapphire relic on the first level. This isn't a good sign, and it's not all the levels like this. I mean, first of all, we got to give you a like, that PSN user, if you're watching, because you got the gold post Crash Dash era. So this is how you were gonna get it post Crash Dash, before that shit existed. And again, how this is not platinum, nobody knows, because the platinums, you just can't get them. And as I say, we're now going to go. I'm just going to mute it a little bit. So as you can see, she constantly, I'm going to assume she's a she from the avatar there, which is a blonde female. But as you can see, they do this sliding spin technique, which apparently speeds you up. So, you know, it's constant slide, spin, jump, slide, spin, to get that speed on the go. Skipping the masks to try and, like, cut corners, to keep us close to the edge of the course as possible. Constant slide spinning here, and then they break both boxes really quickly and get out in the mud for that extra time. And again, like, this was before anybody knew about the crash dash, and I tried to recreate this so much. I tried so hard to recreate this, and I just couldn't. And then there's the crazy skipping the pit. You must skip the pits for gold. If you do not skip the pits, then you will not be getting gold. Now, I don't know how they got out of that pit there, because I tried to, you know, slide spin and I couldn't get out of it. And there's the other pit cleared, and again, still slide spinning for that extra speed, and then a couple more slide spins for the extra speed, and into the portal at 54 seconds, thus earning just a gold. Just a gold, not a platinum. And we've tried it. Everybody's tried it with the crash dash. I mean, we're going to check out this guy that apparently got the platinum. Let's see how he did it, because I don't know how this guy did it. He's only got 111, so this is to you. Cheers, dude. So he's got the crash dash, we can see. He's not really implementing it too much. He's just using the slide jump that a lot of other people were using. I guess the crash dash speed does give you a little bit of extra distance, but it has to be perfect. Like, this guy has to do it perfect in order to get the platinum. Like, every corner must be cut, every single thing must be done perfect. Now, I'm not saying that that you need platinums. Platinums are obviously just bragging rights, but at the same time, like, the fact that the gold, you still have to do this kind of shit for the gold is ridiculous. So there is obviously the skip pits, which you will need for the gold as well. Remember, these skip pits, these actual, like, manipulation of the engine isn't just for the platinum. You have to skip the pits for the gold as well. Even with the crash dash, the pits must be skipped for gold. As I say, I've done it with the crash dash, and it has to be skipped for the gold. But there is 41 seconds for the platinum, so good job, sir. You did a fine job there. But now here's me attempting to recreate the post Crash Dash era thing. So remember, I've got to jump, spin and avoid the pits. So this is now me going to recreate the post Crash Dash era Turtle Woods relic. And again, as these people say, on the first level. Not the last levels, the first level. Now, here's me trying to emulate it. And let's see how long this takes. Okay, I mean, we've already seen this, so I'm not going to keep you here forever. But as you can see, I'm putting it on speed 3, and you can see me doing like the slide dash, attempting to recreate this as best as I can. I thought I was doing fairly well, you know, staying on point on this one. And I'm like, okay, here's the bit where it all counts. Fell in the pit, couldn't get out. Slight wasted time, tried it again, fell in the pit, couldn't get out. And this is basically how all of my runs go, and this lasts for about half an hour. We're on times 3 speed, so this clip is running at 300% the normal speed. And even this, after running at 300% the normal speed, narrows down all my runs from 30 minutes to about 5 minutes, so you can probably guess how long I spent on this. But I just couldn't recreate it. No matter how much I tried, I slid and I spun, I slid, spun, slid, spun, as you could probably see from this footage that's going pretty fast. If you can make it out, I do like just constantly slide, spin, and then when I get to the pits at around 30 seconds, I keep trying to jump over them, but as you can see, like, there was a mushroom fell in, try it again, mushroom fell in, so it was just like, skipping the pit for the gold is just bullshit. It's just nearly impossible. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Obviously, we now know of the crash dash, so this next statement that I'm about to say in past commentary, because obviously all of the lines were recorded before anybody knew about the crash dash. This last statement is going to sound bullshit, because I'm going to spout off about how there's no crash dash. Obviously, just ignore that. There is a crash dash, and we have figured it out that there is a crash dash. So ignore the fact of me saying there is no crash dash, but still keep in mind that even with the crash dash, as we saw from the pits mere moments ago, even with the crash dash, I only come out of it with a sapphire. So even with the crash dash, the golds are still ridiculous. And like Turtle Woods, there are later levels, like the pits, where you will have to skip the pits, or like in the fifth warp room with Cortex, you will have to skip large sections in order to get just the gold. And like the lab where we had to spin that guy into the TNT because people can fly through walls, it also requires level manipulation, and I just don't think that having to manipulate the level for a gold is fair. I get it for platinum, that's just showing off that you can manipulate the engine, it's bragging rights, but for the general people that just want the 104% and just want the gold relic, manipulating the level like that's bullshit. So even with the crash dash, it's still bullshit. But anyway, enough of me rambling, because this review's still got to go through Crash Bandicoot 3 yet, so let's just actually get back to the main bulk of the review. No. Fuck off, Vicarious. I don't believe you. You, as a developer, did not get a platinum. No, you are a liar. Don't be a fucking liar, and you take that time down right now. As if crazy Japanese man that always does crazy Japanese man shit can't even get a platinum, even though he's like doing this slide, spin, jump over the pit thing, then you definitely did not. So once again, it's really fun to compete against friends, and I love the online aspect, and it's always fun to get your comment section and your stream watchers involved to join in and post their best times. But getting all the golds that is required will send your blood pressure through the fucking roof, because Activision or Vicarious are a bunch of dirty liars that never did any time trials, and they just pulled them times out their arses. And platinum, fine, again, I get it, they are just bragging rights for super skilled crazy Japanese man. But gold, fucking gold, that anyone is supposed to be able to get with a tiny bit of skill, no, you fucking lower them times right now. And again, you might be thinking, oh Spyro, you're being angry for no reason. Again, let me remind you though, this speed hack slide spin nonsense here is the first fucking level. The first one. So my final verdict for Crash 2 is a really good 4 out of 5. Like, really, I would just be repeating myself, but it can't be overstated. Aside from the absolute bullshit relic times and the bad polar bear controls, everything about Crash 2 is great. It has been remastered perfectly from the graphics to the gameplay. Everything has had so much time and care put into making this the definitive edition of Crash 2. And I can honestly say that it is. And this version, again, aside from the bullshit time trials and the wonky bear controls, which can easily be fixed, is the definitive version, and I don't think I could go back to the PS1 version. Like, the PS1 version was great, my favourite of the trilogy, but why play it in its PS1 form when I can play the same game with all the splendour in full 1080p 60 FPS? Exactly. So really good job, Vicarious. Now sort them time trials out as you just pulled them times out your arse, and sort the polar bear out because he needs some tighter turning. But overall, it was great. Now, Crash 3, I don't think it's as good as Crash 2. The time travel thing is a neat idea, but there is not enough time periods, so it feels like levels repeat a lot. Not to say that I don't like it, it's got some really interesting new mechanics like the boss powers thing. I just prefer 2. However, Crash 3, despite its lacking level variety, gets it all right. Like 2, it has all the quality of life improvements over the first one, like deaths being null and void to the point when it comes to getting the box gems, coloured gems being granted by a variety of different ways like secret warp room entrances, death platforms, and so on, and its biggest thing, that being the relics, are not bullshit, which I'll come back to in a moment. As for everything else, I would just be repeating myself from Crash 2. The controls were more designed to work with this one over the first one. The vehicle sections again are the only down point and still control like arse. And you gotta get all of the crystals and gems and all of the gold relics to get the secret gem for the 105%. And that's really all you need to know, barring the relics. Which is where this game, the relics in particular in this game, shine, as all of the times, all of them are perfect, as they're all the original PS1 Crash 3 times. So not only is it possible to get gold fairly for the secret gem, but some golds and all sapphires can be got without the Crash Dash, which allows the players to get the secrets before the end of the game. So, say you need the gold gem. Well, that's a cost of 10 relics in the secret warp room. Okay, well, just walk through the first 10 levels and bam, there's 10 sapphires at the least. So, all them gold gem platforms are now yours. So this is where the relics and their online functionality are at their most fun. With the Crash Dash, every little jump, every cut corner can cut the time, and being there is no lacking controls from Crash 1, nor stupid obnoxious times of Crash 2, everything feels a lot more fair. And even last night, me and Midnight were competing on 2 levels, trying to beat each other's times, and it felt good because this game was the one that was designed with the relics in mind. So my final verdict for Crash 3 is an almost perfect 4 out of 5. Aside from the shitty vehicle controls which really need tightening, and of course the obnoxious load times, it's a perfect recreation and remaster of Crash 3. And I can say, without a doubt, this is the definitive version of Crash 3. And after playing this, bad vehicles aside, I could not go back to the PS1 version. I just could not. But more on that in a moment when we get the actual final verdict as the trilogy as a whole. All you need to know right now for Crash 3 is it's really fucking good. So, my overall final verdict for the Crash Bandicoot N.sane Trilogy as a whole gets a really fucking good 4 out of 5. There is no two bones about it. This is the definitive version of Crash Bandicoot, and after playing these HD remakes, I could not go back to the PS1 versions. Everything about them, from the graphics to the music, has had so much time, care, attention, and genuine passion put into it. There are a few minor setbacks that do need addressing, like the abysmal loading times and the shitty vehicle controls, but it's not a deal breaker. A simple patch could fix them. And maybe, just maybe, be a bit more lenient on the gold relics for the first 2 games, being there's not really a way to truly enhance your speed like the Crash Dash. But a few people are saying the gold relics are easy, so I might just suck. However, I don't think that this skip the pit thing, which is required for a gold, is easy, so that's still an ongoing debate. But again, these are only minor, simple patch fixes. As for everything else, it's the original on steroids. Everything from the originals, especially Crash 1, has been taken, remastered and fixed with many quality of life updates, like death being fine and still allowing the gem, and the Cortex and Rio tokens being locked to a platform so you can try it over and over again, rather than the one attempt wonder thing of the original. And so, I'm a dragon of my word, and I have to shake your hand in congratulations, Activision Vicarious. Here I am, shaking your hand, congratulating you. Congratulations, Activision. Congratulations, Vicarious Vision. You did it. You did exactly as promised. You took the old PS1 games and remade them. No extra bollocks, no Activisioning it up, no pre-order shit. It was what everybody wanted. We just wanted a HD remaster, and that's exactly what you made. So, good fucking job. You did it. And not only did you do it, but we must be in some sort of weird dimension here, because not only did they do it, but through the planets aligning on Friday the 13th, under a blood moon, on the summer solstice, they are even doing the DLC right. Yes, it really does seem that Activision are turning over a new leaf, as the DLC is not only the thing that everybody has been wanting, that being the lost levels like Stormy Ascent with the achievements already in place, but the DLC will be free? Oh Lord, I think I'm coming down with the Vipers. Activision giving DLC away for free? Let me restate that. Activision, right? Activision giving away free DLC? Have I stepped into the mirror universe? Evil Princess Luna? Is this the mirror universe? Is this the mirror universe where Activision actually did something right and is listening to fans? Oh, Spyro, you sure you're not off your meds? Nope. This is our new reality now. That Activision is not shit anymore. Maybe it's Vicarious. Maybe Vicarious is keeping them in line. But they don't have final say. They are just devs. Activision is the publisher, and they are the ones that commissioned this project, and they own the Crash Bandicoot IP, so they have the final say on everything that happens. And all their final says have been good. I don't think I'm feeling well. I think we are in the mirror universe. Evil Princess Luna, can you get me a glass of water, please? Thank you. I'll see your normal counterpart when I go back and see that Activision shit. However, they're doing good right now, which is amazing. And to you, Vicarious Vision, you magnificent bastards. Now that Crash is selling amazingly and is the #1 selling game in the UK and even outsold Horizon Zero Dawn, I think we know what's next. We know what you've got to do next.
Oh, no bandicoots were harmed, huh? Huh, that seems awfully familiar. That seems like Spyro the Dragon, where they had the whole no sheep were harmed thing. Now give us Spyro the Dragon.
Well done, Crash Bandicoot. I guess you won't crash and burn. You're not Spyro, though, are you, you orange fuck?
Just something for Vicarious Visions to keep in mind. If they ever wanted to, I don't know, remake the Spyro games in a similar fashion as the Crash originals, please, if you're watching, and this remake collection does well, consider this Activision, please.
And as for Vicarious Visions, well, there is a purple PlayStation mascot out there waiting for his trilogy. So while you work on that, I'm going to take a look at the long-lost treasures of his franchise.
Oh, that's the HD remaster machine. Think we could throw some Spyro in the middle of that, please? Fucking begging you. He shouldn't be the fucking Skylanders mascot, he's a good game!
The song has been sung. The time is upon us. A HD remaster of the original trilogy must be made.
Please. Please, Activision. Let Vicarious do it. You know, everyone wants it, and if it's as good as Crash, then you really will have broken your curse and will be adored the world over as you so desperately want. Oh, and Activision, if you do it, there's no need to be scared to ask for help. If you really want this to be your fresh start, all my fans, and all the Crash fans that are now more than happy with what they've got, are more than happy to offer you help and advice and any feedback that you will need. That one Reddit forum for the Crash was an okay start, but more feedback is never a bad thing. So, congratulations Vicarious for remastering these games to an incredibly high standard and setting yourself up for that other set of remakes. And congratulations Activision, as it really does seem that you have turned over a new leaf. But remember Activision, be careful, as if you go back to your old ways, the industry won't show mercy this time. And, well, from this logo, I think you already know what your fate will be.
Oh my glob! Look at those luscious lips!